Okay, all right. Here we are, Octagon Bets.
Little morning session.
Little morning session. See, we can do it at night. We can do it in the morning. We can't be contained to a time, right?
Exactly.
So, first of all, I just want to shout out J Specs. I don't know if you went to this last week, but in his spaces, he had Chris Curtis. He had Mikey Grant. Not Mikey Grant. Who's the UFC fighter? Davey Grant. He had like 4 UFC fighters in there. It was really cool. And Chris Curtis, man, was a cool guy. I mean, interesting guy. He was playing video games. I don't think he was watching the fights, but really cool guy. He's won like 7 in a row.
He won 6 last year between UFC and whatever he was on before that.
Yeah, and basically all on like hard almost, right? Like he's like almost like he even talked like he's not the most skilled guy. Like some of the guys in the room are so good, and he's just like, I don't know. So, but it was cool. It was a good time. I left there pretty early. Like he has to give up. Like there's only a certain amount of microphones, but he's always got UFC guys in there. So if anybody wants to meet some UFC guys, go to J.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's cool. So this is a sneaky fight weekend, right? Because we got Bellator, we got Spence, we got UFC, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's sneaky. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the main card plus Knight's fight, because I feel like we got to do Knight's fight. Because I'm a hard-headed man, I guess. Because I again am picking Knight. That's I don't know. That's what I'm doing. All right, I just tweeted it out. All right, so I'm gonna put them up. And we're gonna go, and then we'll go through a couple of the Bellators. And then we'll just give our Spence, because you're not a big boxing guy, right?
I'm getting into it a lot more.
Okay.
So I watch Triple G, I watch Garcia. I watch all the big fights. I'm trying to get into it a lot more though. So we'll definitely talk that fight.
The Triple G fight was about this time last Saturday, and I just watched Granite and Jay Smooth call the fight. I actually didn't watch it. I didn't have to. They did a good job calling it. And it sounded like he was getting torched for 6 rounds. And then he just pulled it out like he does, because Golovkin does that sometimes.
It was a little bit slow start. I want to say he got mauled, but it wasn't typical him. But that's something my boy and I were actually talking about. We were talking about, everybody in MMA always goes, "Oh, ring rust, like Octagon rust." I think in boxing that exists, but in MMA it does not exist.
You're right.
So I think that was a little bit of that.
That's a good point, because boxing is such a precision sport. Compared to MMA, which is MMA, if one of your skills isn't working, you could go to another one. It's not as precise. I guess though Conor could get that, right? Because Conor is a precision striker, but not like a boxer, because a boxer is 12 rounds, right? It might take 6 rounds to get sharp, right?
Exactly. Boxing is also, like you said, just that one thing. That you has to be on. I think of boxing is an art, MMA is a sport, or MMA is like a fight, a maul, mauling.
No, so it's a good point. That's a good point. I also picked up another. She might be on Susanna from. I got her in the spaces. She's from South Africa. Her time is different, so I posted up that we're up at man time. When this is way after I'm at work, by the way. Normally I'm off today. And she just said it's 2 p.m. her time, so I'll say you could come on in. So anyway, so we're gonna go over. Oh, we got somebody in here. We got
somebody from Discord.
All right, I don't even know Discord.
I did not know you were on Discord.
I'm not even on Discord. But, all right, what's up, Discord? I should get on, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you could be my Discord guy. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna go through the UFC card. Now, I had a lot of problems. I picked a lot of weird stuff. Normally I feel pretty good, and this card, I'm as I'm going through it, I'm looking at experience, age. Some of these guys are exactly the same, and I'm I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's tough.
So anyway, so we have Pitbull 2, McKee, and then we got Corey Anderson, Nemkov. We'll talk about that at the end, and then we got Luque, Muhammad. So let's get right into it. This is on the prelims. This is William Knight. He's the guy who just keeps getting more jacked. A lot of the casuals love him because he looks like a bodybuilder killer, but look, I've been watching this a long time. I know body has nothing to do with this. Look at the Diaz. Look at Nate Diaz. He looks like,
exactly.
And that dude will beat your ass. William Knight obviously gasses out because he has so much muscle. That being said, I'm doing it again. Betts, doing it again. I'm taking William Knight by KO. Jersey Betts has it the other way around. He thinks Knight will gas like he will, but I'm still doing it, and that's what I did. So what did you do?
I've done it so many times. Right? I love to think that this dude's going to win. I always tell myself with him and Mickey Gall, I'm going to fade. Last weekend, Mickey Gall got me. This weekend, I'm going with Devin Clark. I think by decision, though. I just think he is the more experienced guy. He's the better guy. He should win this. That being said, if Knight knocks him out, I'm not gonna be surprised, but I'm pretty heavily thinking Devin Clark by decision.
Right, and then what is there a plus or minus rounds here? Because obviously, if it goes,
pull it up.
If it goes past 2 minutes, it's a Devin Clark decision or Devin Clark finish, right? If
it goes past 2 minutes.
Yes, William Knight is not doing anything after 2 minutes.
Yeah. Over under is 2.5, and actually the over 2.5 is favored.
Yeah.
So it's favored to go to decision.
Yeah. So we got this sponsor, Meg Fuel. They have they're rooting for Devin. Again, I have Knight by KO round 1. You have Clark by decision.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me, Meg Fuel.
Don't back William Knight. It'll do you in the dirtiest way.
Right. So and even Beth said he's gone back to this guy a bunch of times. This guy's like crack. And I'm still smoking it. You know what I mean? You're off of it. You just went to rehab for it sounds like, and you're going Clark. You're making the sensible pick.
Exactly. His Fabio Sharon fight, the dude was getting worked for a minute and then just put out Sharon's lights, right? Both these guys beat Menifield. I thought Clark did a little bit more impressively, from a fight IQ perspective. And then Knight lost to Maxime Grisham, which was just atrocious. William Knight looked like he didn't even know what martial arts was.
Yeah,
so
William Knight, in the picture, looks like Wesley Snipes, in a jacked up mode. Isn't it funny though? Even Vegas though, he's a slight underdog. Even Vegas is still not fully off the William Knight crack.
I know. I mean, Devin Clark, in my opinion, usually I'll fade him too, but I can't not fade William Knight here. So
right. So again, I did what I did, but I don't feel good about it. All right, next up, now we're on the main card. Some of these names I don't got. I got Angie Lussa versus Monar.
I think it's Munier Laze. I know it's Laze.
Yeah, so this line wasn't on Tapology. I believe it's another close line.
I believe it is.
So I looked it up before I put my pick in. I did Lussa by decision. Again, I don't feel much about this either, but what do you have?
Yes, so Laze is a minus 210 now on DraftKings, so he slid quite a bit. I am taking Laze here. When I look at him from a statistical standpoint, I mean, he lands almost a strike and a half more per minute. He has over 50% accuracy, and Lussa absorbs about 8 strikes per minute, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Laze also has very good grappling. He has 100% takedown accuracy and averages 3.4 takedowns every 15 minutes. So, I mean, I'm probably taking Laze here. I like him. It's a little bit heavy of a premium to pay, though, so that's the only reason I won't bet him. But my Tapology pick is Laze.
Okay, so you got Laze. I did. I think I went because of the youth, the 28 and 34, the age. But we'll see what happens. Again, a lot of my picks I don't think bet my picks.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's also a Sanford MMA guy. The other guy's the gym that I don't really know, so that could also play into it. I guess we'll see.
So now this is one of the bigger favorites on the card. Sabatini. I think of the tennis player every time. And Larme. TJ, that is. 12-4, 16-3. Looks like Pat's got all green on his Tapology. last five fights. TJ's got mostly green. Canadian versus American. 31 versus 24. So TJ is very young, especially for UFC now. I feel like like 24 is really young in the UFC now. Like I feel like there's minor leagues now. They don't get in there as early. Like John Jones in there like 20. You don't see that a lot.
Yeah,
now,
there's
right?
a couple women who are a little bit younger, like Aaron Blankfield's 22, Kate
Yeah.
Hansen 22. But from the guy's perspective, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, right. I mean, you got Chase Hooper, but he didn't, and then he didn't really do that well. Like anybody that's under, I feel like 22 doesn't do that well now.
Yeah,
Nowadays.
well, there's the one new guy. Why can't I think of his name right now? Makdev. He's 21.
Yeah.
He was the guy who landed like the crazy flying knee
Okay.
a little bit ago, but he's good, but there's very few. You're right.
Yeah, I just did Sabatini submission second round. That's my pick.
I have the exact same pick. I think Sabatini this isn't even a close fight. I might take submission round 1, but Sabatini by submission.
There we go. All right, I like when we agree. It feels good. We got Bueno Silva, Myra versus Wu. Now Wu is young here. She's only 25 again. She looks like a little baby. And this is another big favorite. And then it gets real tricky after this. 7-2-1. It's funny. I see these ties a lot on Tapology. I don't remember these ties. like watching these ties. And then Wu is 12-4. But look at her red. I mean, that must be a lot of UFC there, I guess, because you're not going to get into the UFC losing 3 of 5.
Yeah, all UFC. So she lost her decision. She's only won once in the UFC, and has lost every other one.
Yeah. So I have the Brazilian by decision. Some of these smaller, well, they're not even that small actually. Damn, she's 135. The Chinese girl. Yeah,
it's not super small at all.
No, that's not small. I thought they were smaller. But I'm gonna go decision. I don't see a finish, but what do you got?
Yeah, I have Bueno Silva winning. I forget if I have her by finish or not. I don't think I do. If I do, it's by submission. She's pretty good on the ground with her submissions, but I don't even think it's gonna be a close fight. Bueno Silva's kind of like yeah, she's 30, but she's sort of more on the rise. I think Wu isn't going to be able to put up much in defense, so I'm going Silva by submission or decision. I haven't put in my Tapology picks yet, so I still got to do that.
All right,
I'll remember.
Yeah. Now, last week me, you, and Product were all stacked at 11 down.
Yeah,
11, 12,
we were all
13.
exactly tied and right, but I think like you had one more semi-perfect or something like that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think we're still 8 at. Was there 11 fights last week? How many fights were
12,
there?
12.
So we were 8. We were all 8 for 12, which is pretty good, right? I mean,
yeah, it's a good. The algorithm put everybody to shame.
Yeah, hey, that'll happen. But also, I mean, there's like I've seen guys in that group that have put people to shame that like are terrible. Like they're about 48% like overall.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
shit just happens. Like my goal is more so to keep that 65% higher. I feel like that's something to hold your hat on, that you're picking way better than a coin flip. You're almost 3/4 right.
Yeah, I just broke back up above 65%, so now I'm back up to 65.2.
I feel like that's good. I feel like somebody who does a show or talks, like if they're lower than that, they're not showing that. Like they're not showing like their score, or they just never put their score up. Like I feel like if you're over 60%, you can show your score. Like you're picking pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we have the time to sit here, discuss it. So I've changed picks based on what you guys have said before, so it definitely helps out a lot.
Yeah. So all right. So let's go to the next one. Again, there's fights. This card was really big. There's fights before what we're doing, but I don't really want to go into those. So we got
I think it's 14 fight.
A lot of fights. Filo versus Baez. So Baez is a slight favorite. I feel like another guy carries a lot of muscle, right?
Both these guys are big guys.
Yeah. And then you got underdog plus 150 for Filo. Baez has lost 2 in a row, but he's the favorite. They're both almost the same age, both almost the same size, both almost the same jacked. I think I'm hoping somebody goes to sleep because cards like this, especially with Bilal Muhammad, who sometimes puts on a boring fight. I hope we get some knockouts before he steps out there. So I have a knockout here by Filo.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting fight. This is Baez's second fight in the UFC. He lost his first fight to Michel Pereira.
Yeah.
He's good, right? He's very strong, very powerful. However, this time, especially at an underdog, I'm taking Fialo by knockout. Baez has like very iffy head movement,
Right.
Which I'm really shocked that Pereira didn't knock him out. Pereira won by decision. But Fialo packs a lot of power. So if he can like set up a jab, threaten takedowns, feints, stuff like that, and really get his chin open, I think Fialo puts him to sleep.
All right.
So I'm taking Fialo here, especially as a dog.
Yeah, and Baez looks like stiff, right? I feel like that's how you look for his Pereira, and that can get you in trouble if you want to be a knockout guy, right? Because if you're stiff, you go to sleep. Kind of like Knight, actually. So yeah, that's funny. We got the same pick there because like I got some weird those underdogs or slender dogs. I feel like as I'm picking, I picked a lot of them, and that's one of them. So it's funny we agree on that. Next, again, another slight dog. He looks like He looks like Oliveira a little bit with his glasses on there. We got Caio Borrallo. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to say the Russian's name. Godzi?
Probably Godzi, Omar Godziev.
So again, they're both the same age, almost exactly. They're both the same size almost.
Look at all the green.
Right? Well, I guess the Russian's coming up from 186 to is this that light heavyweight, or is Borrallo going down?
I think so. Kaio's going down. So I remember what happened. So on Contender Series, Kaio's last fight, he won his middleweight fight by decision, and Dana White was like, "Nah, you're not getting the contract, whatever." So then the next week or like 2 weeks later, he offered for Caio to come back and fight because somebody had to pull out, and that was at light heavyweight. So that's probably why it says 204.
Yeah. So they both have all green, 10-1 versus 13-0. I look at Caio's gym, Fighting Nerds, and then look at his glasses. See?
I know.
See? So again, this is a slight favorite versus a near even dog. I went with the Brazilian by decision. The only reason I did it, I feel like I'm not saying that the Russian I feel like a couple months ago, the Russians, every Russian was destroying somebody. And I feel like stuff goes in waves. And I feel like maybe a couple of these prospects are now going to get stuck. And I got the Brazilian here.
Yeah, so this is an extremely tough fight to pick. I'm still pretty undecided.
Yeah.
Both these guys are on the same season of Contender Series. As I said, Borralho had to fight twice to get the contract. Godzi had an absurd knee bar. Like, he had a sick knee bar that he locked up. Got the contract. I think it was like a minute into the fight too. As of right now, I'm siding with Godzi. I don't know how he will win. I still have to do a little bit more. I want to rewatch all their Contender Series fights again before making a final pick here. Because I mean, right, whoever wins this fight, there's good pay. There's no real premium that you're paying.
Right.
You can make your money. So this is a fight that I really do want to get correct. But as of right now, I'm siding with Godzi. You can check later to see what my final pick is. I'll make a tweet about it.
Yeah, I'm staying away from this one as betting because I'm not going to go back and watch all that to really be sure of myself. And I think the only way to bet this is to do what you're going to do, and that's like research more.
Really look into it
because they're very close overall. So I went with the dog again, and I'm telling you, a lot of my picks are like those narrow dogs. Next, so now we're to the main event actually of the UFC. We got Luque. This is versus Muhammad 2. Now Bilal rarely gets finished, but Luque did finish him. I feel like Luque is one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC.
I think he's the most underrated fighter in the UFC.
Yeah, and other than Dariush and who's the one that went over to Bellator, Masasi,
Masasi,
and Dariush and Masasi kind of remind me of each other. Dariush, they're both like 35-3, like they don't lose almost ever. I think Masasi lost to Anderson Silva maybe or somebody like when he was on his destruction path. I think maybe not even, or lost to a steroid head or somebody like Marquardt or somebody, but those guys are just underrated. And Luque is the same. He kind of lurks around. He always is pretty impressive. He's always pretty fun, and nobody really talks about him ever.
I actually met him in November outside the Fighter Hotel when they were at MSG. I was just standing there like alone, and this like dude walks up next to me. I was like, looked over, like double took. I was like, yo, looks like Luque.
You talked
and
to him?
started talking to him. Yeah, no, super nice guy.
Yeah.
You'd never like talking to him. You'd never guess that this dude just like goes out and like kills people in the octagon.
Yeah, and like nobody probably recognized him but you.
I know.
You're like, you look like Vicente Luque, and he's like, that's cool because I am.
Yeah, I know. Because I didn't even know he was in New York, so like I was pretty confident it was him, but I was like, he's not here.
And he does look like other Brazilian dudes, like, you know,
Yeah.
like he could be somebody else.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Muhammad, it's funny. I feel like Muhammad has taken like, I feel like when you get too big on Twitter, people will hate you real fast. Like it's weird. It's a weird happened to Aljo, even though with the knee stuff happens to like anybody on Twitter. And Muhammad's funny on Twitter, but I haven't seen him on in a while. Maybe now he's not getting retweeted because I don't follow him, but he's got a good personality. Like the one video of him in the octagon before the fight, and he's going through all his like what he's saying to himself in the ring. It's pretty. Yeah. You ever seen that?
I'm sure I have.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, all right, go. Yeah, and you know, I like his personality. I think he needs that because like he's not good at anything. He's just average.
He's good at wrestling in like a circle on a mat.
Yeah, like he's legit average at every aspect.
So here's something I've heard. He's painfully average.
It's what it is. Like and like it's actually amazing how average he is, right? Like,
oh, I know it blows my mind. Like that he's ranked what, like number 5 or number 4?
It says 7, but like, how can you be?
That's Tapology rankings, not UFC rankings.
How can you be so average at every single aspect of MMA? Like he's that average at everything. So and he's I guess he's above average tough, except for the eye poke. Like when he's in a fight.
Oh yeah, he exaggerated that so badly.
But we've seen him take some beatings as well. So like I think his toughness is above average, but everything else is just average. And again, underrated Luque is a guy who can finish average, right? So I got Luque again finishing him. I feel like sometimes you don't have the answer. And if you're just average at everything, where's the answer from Muhammad?
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
I mean, Aljo found it, right? He found the answer.
Yeah.
You know, which I wish Aljo had done more damage when he had the back of Jan, but he found the answer. But Aljo is not average at everything, right? Like he's above average at everything. You know, at everything. He's maybe not as good at striking as Jan, but he's above average at everything. But Muhammad is average at everything versus any UFC fighter. Like,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's like he laid on Thompson for 5 rounds. Well, I was there when he fought Damian Maia. Literally, all that he did the whole round, pushed Damian Maia off him because 40-year-old Damian Maia can't take down an elite wrestler. Like,
right. Yeah.
And now suddenly he's like top 5 or whatever, top 6, and just trying to fight Chimaev and Kobe.
Right. And both of those guys will murder him.
Yeah.
Because again, he's average at wrestling, and they're good at that. Really good at that.
Exactly.
So anyway, I think he probably wants to fight Chimaev and Kobe. Because first of all, if I'm him, I want to fight Kobe. If I'm anybody, I want to fight Kobe because Kobe might beat me, but I'm not going to be like he talks about hospitalization shit. Kobe ain't hospitalizing anybody. Like Kobe will hold you down, and he'll land some shots.
He'll ground and pound you good. He outstruck Masvidal, but he's not gonna like.
But you're not gonna really even bleed too much. Like he
lands nice elbows on the ground and everything. He'll maul you, but he won't like kill you.
Yeah, but like even his elbows don't cut you. Like he must have a fat elbow because like like he doesn't even cut you with an elbow. Like if I'm Muhammad, that's who I want to fight. I'll lose. I'll get out wrestled. But Luque might put him in the shadow realm, right? So, and I think that's good. I got Luque by first round knockout. What do you got?
I got Luque by first round knockout too.
Yes.
As we were talking, I mean, Bilal sucks. Like, no disrespect to the guy. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He's getting in the octagon, something most people won't even do. So I respect him, but I also think he's kind of a clown.
Yeah.
Like the dude thinks he's up there, like just absolutely mauling people. His last 5 fights or 4 fights, disregarding the draw, have all been decision victories.
Yeah.
Like on Twitter, he like thinks he's some like MMA god,
Right.
just like dominating people.
Right.
So yeah, Luque pretty early on. Have you ever seen the video of Connor making fun of Bilal?
No.
Bro, I'll have to send it to you. It's the funniest thing in the world. It's like, oh my god, I'll send it to you. You'll think it's so funny.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny. So when I sent out Burns' resume the day, and like, some kickboxer from Brazil was like talking shit to me, like, because I'm 43, I'm not 42, I'm not a fighter, like, but like I watched a lot of fights, so it's funny. Like I like when somebody who fights or somebody like that thinks like you could say Bilal sucks at this level. Like it's like saying like
at this
Baker
level.
Mayfield sucks. Like is Baker Mayfield a better quarterback than you? For sure, but Baker Mayfield sucks, right? So, like, you're allowed to say that. I wish they would, like, football players don't come back and say, why don't you try to throw the football? But, like, I like MMA guys because they'll be like, why don't you try to do that? Bro, I'm not going to try to do that, but I know when somebody's not good at it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Bilal, phenomenal wrestler.
Right.
Can beat most people. Top 10 in the UFC, he's not beating most people.
Right. So I just think it's funny, like, because you said he sucked. I'm like, people always jump on that show. You got no
I know.
right
I'm probably
to
gonna
say,
get like
you got no right to say he
yeah.
sucks, bro. He doesn't suck. You try to get in the octagon. We got another person. We got Susanna. Hey, what's up, Susanna? Welcome to the party. This is Octagon Bets right here. Boom. All right. So that's our main event there. We both agree. So that's interesting. And the line, if that's the true line, you lose a little bit on Luque, but it's worth it because I don't see it going any other way, right?
Yeah. So my biggest thing here is like, why the line's close is that Bilal was like a plus like 250 dog to Thompson and was a dog to Damian Maia. So maybe finally the books are like, okay, maybe you can hold him down, but like Bilal, his one method to victory is a decision or maybe like ground. But if anybody's going to be Luque on the ground, it's going to be Chiesa. And Luque was in a very tight submission, reversed it, and choked out Chiesa. Somehow, I thought that was submission of the year, in my opinion.
Hey, also, let's keep this in mind. Luque is only 30.
Oh, I know.
He's
crazy.
Not Stephen Thompson at 37. He's not Maia at 40. This man is like not even peak, like 30. I think like 30, 31, 32, depending on damage, is like your peak in this sport. Like
I know. It's crazy. I think Luque should be next to a title shot, but we all know it's not going to happen. So, I mean, this is a fight where I think after this, it's going to be Luque, Covington, and then Bilal Chimaev.
Yeah, and Luque could get held down by Covington.
I think Covington beats Luque.
What?
I think Covington will beat Luque.
Yeah, Covington will, but he won't beat him in a fashion that I'm going to be excited about Covington. I know what Covington is.
I mean, Covington can make it a brawl, too. He has a crazy chin, but we'll talk about that fight when the fight's booked.
Yeah. All right, next up. So we're switching over to Bellator now, which is tonight, okay? Now, a lot of people are picking Nemkov. Now, I like Bellator. I got no problem with Bellator. This pick I have with the slight underdog of Corey Anderson. And Corey Anderson's only 32, but he's taking some damage. Nemkov is 29. Now, Nemkov didn't look as good versus Davis. What's his first name?
Phil Davis.
Phil Davis. Sorry about that. Morning. And the second time, the first time he looked pretty good. The second time, like I thought Davis might have had him. So I'm doing this only solely on the UFC pedigree versus the Bellator pedigree. This is all I'm doing here. And Corey proved his toughness in his either debut or second fight in Bellator. I don't know if he's had two yet, but I know.
I think he had two, and then he won both.
I'm gonna go Corey Anderson by second round KO. I thought Nemkov was hit a lot by Phil Davis, and Phil Davis has negative power, kind of like your boy Colby.
Hey, don't talk about Colby.
I'm gonna talk about Colby. So I think Nemkov was getting hit by Phil. If you get hit by Phil, that's one thing. If you get hit by Corey, that's another thing. So I think Corey will take him out because he's become hittable, and I don't think that's a good thing versus Corey Anderson. But I'm going against the grain here again. So what do you got?
So it's a tough fight for me to pick. I have a personal vendetta against Corey Anderson for whatever reason. I don't like how he's been carrying himself lately, going into Bellator saying he's the best light heavyweight in the world. Talking about, oh yeah, you beat Blachowicz, but you held down Blachowicz. and then you got absolutely murdered by Blachowicz in the rematch. Like, I don't like how he's been acting, so that's why I'm rooting for Nemkov.
But who are you picking?
A very different question. I'm picking Nemkov still. I want to watch a little bit more of them. I mean, I don't know how much time I'm going to have, but as of right now, I'm on Nemkov. I might throw a little bit on Corey Anderson by knockout. I think that's the only path to victory, but we'll have to see.
So Susanna helped us out. He's had 3 fights. And Manhoff, Shimadudov, and Bader all finishes. So that's the good. That's some good information, Susanna.
That is good.
And then she also says, "Who's the Anderson hater?" I know. It's his name is Octagon Betts. He's handsome guy from Jersey right here, Susanna. I know why. What's all the Anderson hate? What's he doing? I know. What's he doing? And then she's out.
I just explained what he's doing. I just fully explained what he's doing.
Hey, he's got 3 finishes, Betts. So he does have a reason to talk trash. He beat the champ of Bellator, bro. That's Brian Bader, Darth Vader, baby.
Yeah, so, I know he's good. He's good. But just like, right, him going around talking shit about like Blachowicz, talking shit about Rakic, Prochazka, Teixeira, like all these guys, like I think all 4 of them kill Corey Anderson.
I'm gonna have to call you out though. You're mad about somebody talking shit, but you're a big Covington guy, bro. So maybe here we go. We got Susanna. He's from Jersey and not going with the Jersey guy. Yeah, is Corey from Jersey?
It says on there he's from Illinois, but he might fight out of Jersey now. I'm not entirely sure.
Let's see what he says. I thought maybe I heard that. After training in Jersey, yeah, I don't think he's from Jersey, but I know he definitely, I think, trains here. It says he's from Illinois.
No, Suzanne. I see a comment. He never said a word about Prochazka, but he kind of implied it, saying he could beat anybody in the top 5 in UFC convincingly. So that's what I'm talking about. Is like I didn't like him saying that.
Hey, Susanna, don't worry. I like Corey. Okay, so we're all good here. We're balancing. He lived in New Jersey since.
All right, Suzanne, you changed my pick. I'm taking Anderson by knockout round 2.
He moved in with Edgar. Now Edgar is the true Jersey guy. Edgar has a gym, Susanna, right where I grew up. Almost, he has a gym in North Brunswick, New Jersey. I grew up in the town next to that. And it's very sad when I watch Edgar get knocked out. Now it hurts my soul. All right, so hey, the pick has been changed by you, Susanna. So.
Good work on that end. Anderson supporting the Jersey, so
now he's in support, and now this is his Bellator Colby. Boom. Thanks, Susanna. All right, so next one. This is the big one of the weekend. Actually, it's tonight. AJ McKee Jr. And his favorite fighter is his dad. I thought that was cool. And then you got Pitbull. Now, Vegas is really liking McKee as I do. At a minus 310 favorite. Pitbull's a plus 250. Now, Pitbull's only 34, but he's been around a long time. He's a knockout guy. He's got like just straight bricks in his hands. Can really knock out anybody, but he's short. He's only 5'6". McKee is a massive 150 pound or 155 45 pounder.
This fight's for 45.
He looks like Ray Lewis when he stands there next to Petrus Pitbull. He looks massive. The way McKee manhandled him. Now, Pitbull always has a puncher's chance. So if you want to throw some money on a puncher, Pitbull's a good puncher to throw a couple bucks on because he can knock anybody out. I feel like that. Like he's been in a Bellator for a long time. I think in the UFC he can knock people out because he's like a Chandler with more power, I think, if I could say that, if that's even possible.
Well, for Pitbull?
Yes.
Yeah. And he is a Chandler, not really.
Exactly. But that being said, I feel like McKee can just slap a choke on him again at any time, like almost like a John Jones where, all right, you're in tight. I could just lift your little ass up and choke you out like he did to Machida. Like, I feel like that's what it is. So can Pitbull reach him? I don't know if he can figure that out. If anybody can figure it out, it is Pitbull because he's pretty good, I think, in rematches. But I have McKee again. I think he's the guy for Bellator. I think they need to promote this kid even harder. I know they're talking about crossovers with another promotion, I think. What is it? Did you hear anything about that? Not one, but maybe one. Somebody wanted to like challenge McKee and Bellator's like talking about it. I think if he gets a couple more
that.
wins, UFC might have to do some kind of crossover with him because, this guy has a lot of swag. He's massive.
Yeah, I mean, you put Volkanovski against McKee, Volk kills him. I think Volk destroys him.
You could say that. We'll see. I mean, Volk, I don't know. I don't know about that. He fought the zombie. I think McKee takes the zombie out. So I don't know about that. But would Dana White have the balls to do that? Dana White sent Chuck Liddell over to Pride, and that's when Rampage fucked him up. And that was embarrassing for the UFC. Like if Chuck had won that fight, Dana would be talking mad shit. Dana had to shut the fuck up because I know Chuck is my boy, but Chuck got mauled that night. I mean, he got fucking mauled. So I don't know if Dana learned his lesson about that. Like, hey, he rather it be a mystery or rather us kind of have that conversation. I think Volk will fuck him up, or I think, McKee will fuck up TK. Zombie. I think Dana would rather have it be a conversation than a fight.
I fully agree. I mean, it'll be it could be very, very interesting in the future. But you're taking McKee. I'm taking McKee submission round 1.
Yep.
He finished Pitbull twice in one fight. Last fight, Pitbull was knocked out and then submitted. You could even. I'm fully like saying you could take McKee by knockout too. McKee by finish round 1.
Right.
But I do believe it'll be a submission, just given his lankiness. Like Pitbull's gonna have to come in close to land anything, which leaves a lot of options for McKee to really like lock up submission. So that's my pick for this. Should be a good fight though for about a minute.
We have a lot the same actually. I was some surprise because I thought I was like really out in outer space when I was doing these picks. So we got a couple comments. We got the ladies. This is like ladies' time here. Looks like that's so we got Guns MMA lip gloss. Why are you doing this at 5:30? Because last night Betts had a work call. Just so you know, I had the tooth fixed here yesterday. And Betts, I know you're young, but I always get the laughing gas. And
I did too, yeah.
That shit takes you to the edge of the edge. Like I feel like I'm at the edge of what is going on. They're all working around me, and I'm like ready for takeoff. I'm like, I'm like trying to work my headphones, but I can't. I'm trying to turn up the volume, and I don't know if I'm hitting the right buttons. I don't know if my hands are what they're doing. And I'm like to the edge, and they fixed this tooth, and then they start talking seriously to you. You better do this, dude. Don't talk seriously.
Oh, I know. You have no idea what's going on.
Stop. Like, don't talk to me seriously. And then I love it because alcohol. If you drank that amount, you're not driving anytime soon. The gas. They're like, all right, we'll put the air on for a little bit, and then they're like, all right, you can go. And I'm like, I'm not right yet, but I'm almost right, I think. But like, yeah.
Last time I was on that, I remember like I got out of the chair, was fine, and like the doctor was amazed. I was just like walking around like nothing happened.
Yeah. It's interesting stuff. It's $35 on my dentist. I do it every time. So that's why we're on at 5:30 a.m. So last night we were going to try to do it. I did my reaction show, which you were on, lip gloss. We got more. Who's your guest? That's my man Octagon Betts right there. This is the most handsome guy from Hoboken, New Jersey. You might see him in Miami. You might see him in your town in Arizona. You never know where he'll be.
I don't even know where I'm going to be.
Yeah. So she's a big Kobe fan, by the way.
Oh, yes. I'm a big Kobe fan.
Yeah, so yeah, and she also loves Nate Diaz. Like,
I'm a big Nate Diaz fan too.
If you say something bad about them, she like loses her shit.
So do I. So don't watch what you say.
Yeah. So she goes, let's go Pitbull. Yeah. Look, nobody dislikes Pitbull. Like, I feel like if you don't like Pitbull, something's wrong with you.
I don't dislike him, but
I don't dislike him.
He's gonna lose.
Yes, over your teeth. Yeah. So this week, so you know, Betts, I had a cyst removed from the back of my head. They cut it out. Like, I got stitches in the back of my right side.
Ooh.
Then this molar here. So the right side of my face was worked on this week. Okay, and this is like RoboCop. They've rebuilt my face over here. Okay. She got LOL. She says, I'm listening in my bed. Yeah, because it's 5:30 in the morning in Arizona. She said, nice to meet you. Yes, he's on Twitter. Lip gloss. Now, funny thing about lip gloss is people called her a catfish for maybe a year. They tried to run her off Twitter a couple times, like the mean girls, like those woke girls. And she's very nice. She's always posting positive stuff, which everybody hates on Twitter,
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah, they're crazy on Twitter. They hate positivity. Like, it's like a weird It's a weird thing. Yeah. So you guys should get along actually pretty well. She's in the VIP chat group that we have with Just My 2 Cents, who does the weigh-ins. He'll probably be doing the weigh-ins today, by the way. And we got Susanna matchmaking show. Yeah, I know. It's like, well, I think lip gloss is closer to my age, but hey, vets don't care, probably.
No.
Now, let's talk real quick though, while we're still here, about Spence and Ugas. So Ugas is the box. This is boxing. We're switching gears real quick before we go. And I told you we're always around 30 to 45 minutes with this show, so we're gonna try and get out of here. Spence is a different level boxer. My problem with boxing today, and Bets, before, when you were young, like De La Hoya would go up 3 weight classes to meet somebody. Trinidad would go up or down weight classes to meet somebody. Pacquiao was a 118-pound fighter. He fought at like 150, 158 at the end, right? So like all these, Roy Jones Jr. went up to heavyweight and he took a belt, right? Spinks would fight Tyson at heavyweight. Nowadays, like if you ask Crawford to go up 1 weight class, it's like, I've had boxing guys rip. Yeah, well, that's why we have weight classes. And I'm like, yeah, but like there's only like 6 good guys. Like there's like there's good guys, but there's only 6 like elite guys that should be fighting each other, right? Like you have to go up or down to do this.
That's what Canelo's doing.
Finally, though, Canelo didn't do it. Canelo didn't do it when Andre Ward was patrolling the area, bro.
Yeah, now he's doing it.
Right. He waited till Golovkin got old to do the 3rd fight.
Well, he said he might not even do the 3rd fight.
I wouldn't do it. I think Golovkin shouldn't do it. I think now Canelo will hurt him. Like,
yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
And I thought Golovkin won the first 2 fights. Okay. So anyway, but Spence is like elite. Okay. Ugas beat Pacquiao up, but again, Pacquiao was really old, and Pacquiao either was really on or really off, and that's a lot bigger than Pacquiao. Really he probably walked around at that weight. So I have Spence by destruction. I feel like Spence is that kind of dude. He's elite. He needs to fight. I don't even know what their weight classes are, but he needs to fight Crawford. He needs to go.
Wasn't Spence Crawford booked?
Because Canelo's going up. Find Canelo. Find these guys. They have to fight each other, in my opinion.
Wasn't Spence Crawford booked?
Bro, I don't know. And then they always end up fighting Porter instead, right?
Yeah,
like
I remember Spence Crawford being picked, and then I turned it on and Porter's getting beat up. So I mean, I don't know. But boxing's very very political nowadays.
Nowadays, it's always been.
Well, it's even worse now.
And then Porter will be on like the stage, right, for like the the commentary. They're like, what do you think about Spence? Because like he's fought everybody. Porter. Well, Spence kicked my ass, but it's like they need to fight each other. So anyway, I have Spence by. I would pick before the 6th round TKO. I don't know if that's a possible bet. I don't really know.
Yeah, you can bet Spence by knockout under 6.
All right, that's what I have. What do you got? I
believe it's under 6. I'm right there with you. Obviously, your boxing knowledge is higher than mine. I've watched some, but I know all the big names, and I know that Spence is probably going to maul him, not even be close. So I'm looking forward to going from UFC straight over to that. Yeah. Who's your favorite boxer nowadays? Final question here.
Well, I was a Pacquiao guy for a long time, but he's done now. Canelo with the tainted beef and then kind of ducking people. Like, I know Canelo is special, and I know, look, like they usually protected guys. Like they put him against Mayweather. Mayweather danced all over him. So I don't mind Canelo. I like when he speaks English and he's kind of like a dick, kind of like that. But my favorite, I don't think I have a favorite. Like I like Crawford coming up, but then like when he went into like hiding as well, I can't really like get behind that either. Maybe Spence. I don't know. Like I don't really have one because they don't fight each other. Like when Trinidad fought De La Hoya, you kind of got a glimpse of who was who. Like, you know what I mean? Like there was all those guys fought Vernon Forrest, Shane Mosley. They all fought each other. Like it's hard to pick when they don't fight each other and they kind of duck. So I don't know. Maybe Spence. I mean, I feel like Spence still has the opportunity to fight everybody and go hunting. I would like there to be a hunter that hunts down these guys. Like, hey, I will come find you, Canelo. I'll come find you, Crawford. I'll come. That's who I want in boxing.
Yeah, now I've turned into a big Caleb Plant fan.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, he's not an elite guy. So but he's fun. Like you put him against one of those like again, there's only like 4 or 5 top elite guys, and they'll beat the shit out of most guys.
Yeah.
So, but that's it, man. So we got the ladies in here. Did you guys both cover? Yes, we did. We did cover the Bellator. Well, we didn't cover the whole Bellator, and we didn't cover the whole UFC. We took what we thought was important. So we took William Knight up because I had to say my problem with William Knight and what I did it again. And then we did the 2 main fights of Bellator, and then we just talked Spence. So yeah, that's what we did. Gloss. That's what we did. So any final comments? You got a parlay or anything? You want to pump out your algorithm?
Hop on. Yes, I mean, hop onto the Twitter. I'll be dropping all the algorithms picks as well as my parlays and my pick for Baralho and the Russian guy.
Oh, that's right. You didn't pick it.
I did not pick that yet. I will be dropping that pick. I want to go watch both of the Contender Series fights and then figure it out.
Cool, man. Well, hey, this is good. I had more energy this morning than I did last night, so I feel good about it.
I do too. I'm all energized up, ready for legs.
Yeah, you got leg day. I'm going to be doing a lot of leg day too because I got to build a pool deck stairs. I'm going to go try to mow my lawn real quick before the Terminex guy comes, and that's what I do. Perfect. So you're going to go lift some legs. Hey, we're in the same state. We're doing legs today. Okay.
Hey, Gloss is on Nemkov with me.
Is she? Yeah. Well, that's weird.
But I switched, but yeah, I don't know. I might switch back.
What, now the ladies are pulling you apart, man.
I don't know.
Pulling you apart. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Hey, Bets, thanks for coming on. Perfect, and, as always, we'll try to see you next week. What do we got next week? Anything?
Yeah, next week's Fury.
Oh, Fury. Oh, wait,
Tyson Fury.
Who's he fighting?
Dylan White.
Oh, Dylan White. Yeah.
I mean, he's going to maul Dylan White. But the undercard's good. There's a good undercard.
Dylan White is British, right?
Yeah, they sold out Wembley.
Yeah, I can't do when the 2 Brits fight, I feel like it's not. I need a Brit versus American. I feel like, and then it's more special,
But it's Tyson Fury, so it's basically
it is Tyson Fury. He's a special guy.
Yeah.
When he got up Undertaker style, that was something else. So.
Yeah, but I mean, we could talk about that. We could talk about the UFC. UFC is good. The main event kind of not good, but we'll talk it over, and then we'll be on Twitter.
Ladies, thanks for showing up. That was nice of you. It's early. It's late where Susanna is. It's early where Lip Gloss is, and we had the ladies in. Ride or die right there.
Perfect.
I'll see you. Have a good day, man, and do your legs. All right.
Yeah, you too.
All right, take care. See you guys.